What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A bigger life? A better life? Or a life worth remembering? Truth is, you can study all you want and learn nothing. You can work very, very hard and never bear the fruit of your labor. You can try and try and try and never be good enough. Or you can keep watching. Because the next few minutes will show you a brief glimpse, not of a life you could lead, but of the one you should have. You don't spend this life doing things. You do things to earn it. This is a life where every day isn't every day. This is a career at India's most exciting workplace, the life of an officer of the Indian Army. A life less ordinary. Here's where you begin. The National Defence Academy. The NDA. The NDA doesn't just give you a bachelor's degree. It takes young boys fresh out of school and turns them into gentlemen and scholar warriors. From wielding guns to 25-kilometer runs, to lessons in team spirit and leadership, it is India's most meaningful undergraduate program. Give it 3 years and it'll give you 3 words to live by. Service before self. That's a life well begun. Let's take it to the next level. The Indian Military Academy, the IMA. Warfare, tactics, camaraderie and brotherhood. The IMA trains you in the ways of an officer. Not only does it sharpen your combat skills, it hones your instincts and polishes your intent. The IMA teaches you to manage time, men, and moments of crisis. It turns aspiring soldiers into well-rounded gentlemen, armed with valor and wisdom. For the country, for life. And this life gives you a third chance to make it your own. The Officers Training Academy, the OTA, where both lady and gentleman cadets train for 49 weeks to dedicate 10 to 14 years of youthful vigor to the nation as commissioned officers. Once you complete your tenure, you can opt for a permanent commission, as many do. But that's for later. now you're an officer. Congratulations. You've earned a career at India's most exciting workplace. What next? What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A uniform? A gun? Or the opportunity to be everything you want to be? The Indian Army offers you the career you want to pursue. The infantry is the backbone of the armed forces and performs an important role in maintaining peace and tranquility on the borders. Besides attack, advance and defense, the infantry undertakes a host of operations across varied terrains and climatic conditions, depending on the need of the hour. Needless to say, your life as a foot soldier will never be short of adventure and adrenaline. You can be a foot soldier or a foot soldier on wheels. The Mechanized Infantry Regiment is one of the youngest regiments of the Indian Army. Tactfully combines men with machines to achieve the kind of mobility that keeps enemies on their toes and more often than not on the run. If the cavalry is where you belong, the army puts an armored fortress at your command. Maneuvering through challenging territory and crushing every obstacle in their path, tanks have an appetite for impact and teeth to match. They make a strong statement whenever they roll out. Shock action is their forte. Guns. Big, loud, deadly guns. Your exploits in the artillery let you locate the enemy, pack a punch from miles away, and pave the path for your fellow men to finish the job. You also get to work with multi-barrel rocket launchers, unmanned aerial vehicles, and other forms of artillery firepower. And you get to be called a gunner. How's that for exciting? It's not always about the offense, though. Your expertise defends the nation from enemy air attacks with guns, missiles, and radars. You draw a line, and the enemy shall not pass. Whether through feedback or building bridges at impossible altitudes, the Army will always find you ways of being constructive. The Corps of Engineers has many astonishing feats to its credit. Among them is challenging the notion that the life of an engineer is boring. At your fingertips. That's where the Army puts the latest technology. So, do you want to defend the country with a satellite phone? Or a keyboard? Maybe you'd prefer a robot. As you have seen, your life in the ground forces will know no limits. Not even the sky. Enough said. This is the only organization that lets you be everything you want to be. You want to be a doctor? Here's where you should be one. A teacher? Why not? A career in logistics? Yes. Electronics? Of course. Mechanics? Ditto. You want to be an intelligence agent? Just ask. There's so much you can achieve here. And if each one of these fine careers doesn't push your buttons, here's one more. The Special Forces. The only voluntary regiment in the Indian Army, where sacrifice is both duty and privilege, where 90 days of rigorous training turns a soldier into a hardened war machine. Where the deadliest weapons are those that breathe. What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A promising career? Exceptional colleagues? Or a life of fulfillment? This is the only organization that lets you be everything you want to be. And in return, it wants you to be more. It lets you work hard and play harder. It lets you play for the nation. It lets you follow your passions. And learn something new each day. Not just a social being. The army grooms you into a well-rounded individual. A leader, a decision maker. But that's not all. It teaches your children, lets you grow, learn, and discover. It gives you the opportunity to serve abroad as part of the UN peacekeeping force. The army looks after your family and you. Even after you retire. And it prepares you for a second career, should you choose to pursue one. Look no further. This is India's most exciting workplace, where your country is your workstation, where the world is your office, where your quality of life has no comparison, where respect matters much more than designations. Here, sacrifices are remembered. The value of life revered. And heroes never forgotten. Here, your existence takes on more dimensions than you believe your shoulders can carry. Here is where you become the best you can be. This is your life. A life you never imagined. A life you can only dream of. Come, join India's most exciting workplace. The Indian Army. Live a life less ordinary.